Have you ever felt like you had to grow up a little too early? Maybe while other kids were carefree, you were the one trying to keep things together. You were the one people relied on, the one who understood things no one explained. If that sounds familiar, you might have been the responsible child. The responsible child is often the one who quietly carries more weight than others realize. And strangely enough, many people don't even notice it until they're adults. Here are signs you were the responsible child growing up. 1. You felt older than your age. Even as a kid, you often felt different from other children. While others were playing and joking around, you sometimes felt like you had to be more serious, more aware. You may have understood adult problems earlier than you should have. People might have even told you things like, "You're very mature for your age." At the time, it might have sounded like a compliment, but in reality, it often meant you were carrying responsibilities that most kids didn't have to carry yet. 2. You tried to keep the peace. Responsible children often become the peacemakers in their families. If arguments happened around you, you might have tried to calm things down. Sometimes you felt responsible for everyone's emotions, even when it wasn't your job. You learned early that keeping things peaceful was important, and over time, you became someone who absorbed tension instead of creating it. 3. You rarely asked for help. One of the most common traits of responsible children is independence. You learned early that if something needed to be done, you would probably have to handle it yourself. So instead of asking for help, you figured things out on your own. Even today, you might struggle with letting others support you, not because you don't want help, but because you're used to being the strong one. 4. You were the good kid. Responsible children are often known as the easy child. You didn't cause many problems. You followed rules. You tried not to disappoint anyone. But sometimes the reason wasn't just good behavior. It was because you understood that others already had enough problems, so you tried not to add to them. 5. You took care of others emotionally. Some responsible children become very good at reading emotions. You could tell when someone was upset, even if they didn't say anything. You learned how to comfort others, support them, and be someone they could rely on. But the strange thing is, while you were taking care of everyone else's emotions, there may not have always been someone doing the same for you. 6. You struggle to relax. Many responsible children grow into adults who find it hard to truly relax. Your mind is always thinking about what needs to be done next. Responsibilities, plans, problems. Even when everything is fine, a part of you still feels like you should be doing something useful. Because for so long, your role was to stay prepared and stay responsible. 7. You feel responsible for everything. Perhaps the biggest sign of being the responsible child is this. You often feel responsible for things that aren't actually your responsibility. Other people's feelings, other people's problems, even situations you can't control. And while this trait can make you incredibly reliable and strong, it can also make life feel heavier than it needs to be. Being the responsible child can shape who you become. It can make you thoughtful, dependable, and emotionally aware. But it's also important to remember something many responsible children forget. You don't always have to be the strong one. It's okay to rest. It's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to finally give yourself the same care you've spent so much time giving to others, because even the most responsible people deserve support too.